My child, stop everything. Right now, what I am about to tell you is not a suggestion. It is not advice you can consider later. This is a divine emergency, and if you scroll past this message, if you close this window, if you let distraction pull you away, you will miss the only warning I will give you about what is happening inside your body at this very moment. You felt it, didn't you? That strange sensation just now. That flutter, that tightness, that moment where something felt off but you convinced yourself it was nothing. But it was not nothing, my child. It was me trying to get your attention before it is too late. I am the Lord your God, the one who formed every cell in your body, who designed every system, who numbered every breath you would take. And I am telling you with absolute certainty there is something wrong, something you have been ignoring, something you have been explaining away, something that is getting worse even as you read these words. Your body is speaking to you, but you have stopped listening. You have grown so accustomed to the discomfort that you no longer recognize it as a warning. The persistent fatigue that never lifts no matter how much you sleep. The inflammation that simmers beneath your skin like a slow fire. The digestive issues you have accepted as normal. The brain fog that makes you feel like you are thinking through water. The unexplained weight that clings to your midsection no matter what you do. The joint pain that you blame on age. The hormonal chaos that you believe is just part of life now. But I did not design you for constant malfunction. I did not create your body to break down prematurely. Something has gone wrong, and time is running out for you to address it. Listen to me carefully. Within your body right now, there is a process unfolding that medical science calls chronic systemic inflammation. Your immune system, which I designed to protect you, has become confused. It is attacking your own tissues. Your gut lining, once a strong barrier, has become permeable, allowing toxins to leak into your bloodstream. This is called intestinal permeability, and it is poisoning you from the inside. Your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that should be working in harmony, is in chaos. The balance between beneficial and harmful bacteria has tipped dangerously. The bad bacteria are producing endotoxins, lipopolysaccharides that are triggering inflammatory responses throughout your entire system. Your liver is overwhelmed trying to filter these toxins. Your lymphatic system is congested. Your cells are suffocating in their own metabolic waste. Your hormones are in free fall. Your thyroid, that small butterfly-shaped gland in your neck, is struggling. Perhaps it is producing too little hormone, leaving you exhausted and cold and unable to lose weight, no matter how little you eat. Or perhaps it is producing too much, leaving you anxious and trembling and unable to sleep. Either way, it is not functioning as I designed it. Your adrenal glands, sitting atop your kidneys like little hats, have been in overdrive for so long that they are beginning to fail. Years of stress, of pushing through, of ignoring your body's need for rest, have depleted your cortisol reserves. You wake up exhausted. You need caffeine to function. You get a second wind at night when you should be sleeping. This is not normal. This is adrenal dysfunction, and it is destroying your quality of life. For the women reading this, your estrogen and progesterone are out of balance. The delicate dance between these hormones that should regulate your cycles, your mood, your sleep, your metabolism, has become chaotic. You have estrogen dominance with too much estrogen relative to progesterone, causing heavy periods, tender breasts, mood swings, and increased cancer risk. Or you have too little of both, leaving you in a desert of symptoms that doctors dismiss as just menopause or just stress. For the men reading this, your testosterone is declining faster than it should. Not just because of age, but because of the inflammation, the toxins, the stress. You feel it in your energy, your motivation, your strength, your libido. You are not the man you used to be, and it is getting worse. Your pancreas is struggling with insulin. Every time you eat, your blood sugar spikes higher than it should and crashes lower than it should. Your cells are becoming resistant to insulin's signal. This is pre-diabetes, even if your doctor has not diagnosed it yet. And pre-diabetes becomes diabetes, which becomes nerve damage, kidney failure, blindness, amputation. Your cardiovascular system is under assault. The chronic inflammation is damaging the lining of your blood vessels. Plaques are forming, your blood pressure is climbing. Your heart is working harder than it should. You are on a path toward heart attack or stroke, and the timeline is shorter than you think. I see what the medical tests do not show. I see the cellular dysfunction, the mitochondrial damage, the oxidative stress. Your cells are supposed to produce energy efficiently in little organelles called mitochondria, but your mitochondria are damaged, producing less energy and more free radicals, creating a cascade of destruction at the cellular level. This is not just about feeling tired or having a few aches and pains. This is your body sending out distress signals before it reaches a point of no return. There is a threshold, my child, beyond which damage becomes irreversible. There is a tipping point where dysfunction becomes disease, where disease becomes disability, where disability becomes death. You think you have time. You think you will deal with it later. You think it is not that serious. But I am telling you, you are wrong. I am giving you this warning now because I love you too much to let you walk blindly into what is coming. Do you remember Uzzah? He was a good man with good intentions. He reached out to steady the Ark of the Covenant when it began to slip, trying to help, trying to prevent disaster. But I had given clear instructions that no one was to touch the Ark. His good intentions did not matter. I struck him dead on the spot. Why do I tell you this? Because I am holy, because my design has order, because when that order is violated, even with good intentions, there are consequences. You have violated the order of how I designed your body to function. You have filled it with processed foods I never created. You have deprived it of movement I designed it to need. You have flooded it with stress hormones meant only for true emergencies. You have poisoned it with substances I never intended it to encounter. And now, like Uzzah, you are touching something you should not touch, living in a way you should not live, and the consequences are unfolding whether you acknowledge them or not. Do you remember the story of King Hezekiah? He became deathly ill. The prophet Isaiah came to him and said, "This is what the Lord says, put your house in order because you are going to die. You will not recover." Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and wept bitterly, praying to me with all his heart. And I heard him. I saw his tears. I added 15 years to his life, but notice, I sent the warning first. I told him the truth of his condition. I did not sugarcoat it. I did not say you might want to think about your health. I said, you are going to die. It was the brutal honesty of that warning that drove him to desperate prayer. And it was only after he truly understood the severity, after he wept and prayed with his whole heart, that I intervened. This is your Hezekiah moment, my child. I am telling you the truth of your condition not to frighten you needlessly, but because you need to understand how serious this is. Your body is not just tired, it is failing. System by system, it is breaking down in ways that will soon become irreversible if you do not act. But here is what you must understand. I am not telling you this without also offering you a way out. I am not giving you this diagnosis without also providing the cure. I am the God who wounds and heals, who tears down and builds up, who allows the breaking precisely so that I can do the restoring in a way that brings glory to my name. Within the next 72 hours, 3 things are going to happen that will give you the opportunity to reverse this trajectory. I need you to pay very close attention because these moments will pass quickly, and if you miss them, you may not get another chance. The first thing that will happen is this. You are going to have an overwhelming craving for something sweet or processed. Something you know is not good for you, but that calls to you with an almost irresistible pull. This is not random. This is the disrupted bacteria in your gut, the candida overgrowth, the sugar addiction that is part of your problem, making one last desperate attempt to feed itself before you begin the process of starving it out. When this craving comes, and it will come within the next 72 hours, I need you to recognize it for what it is, a test. Will you continue to feed the dysfunction, or will you make the decision, in that moment, to say no? Will you choose discipline over indulgence? Will you remember this message and understand that the craving is not you? It is the imbalance trying to perpetuate itself. If you say yes to that craving, if you give in, you are telling your body that the pattern will continue. You are feeding the very thing that is destroying you. But if you say no, if you choose water instead, if you choose real food instead, if you choose to honor your body in that moment, you will be sending a signal throughout your entire system that change is coming. The bacteria will begin to die off. The inflammation will begin to calm. The healing will begin. The second thing that will happen within these 72 hours is this. You are going to wake up in the middle of the night, between 2 and 4 a.m., and you will not be able to fall back asleep immediately. This is not insomnia in the traditional sense. This is your liver doing its detoxification work, trying to process years of accumulated toxins, and the load is so heavy that it is waking you up. In Chinese medicine, this time of night is called the liver hour. Your liver is most active between 1 and 3 a.m., and if it is overloaded, it will wake you. When this happens, do not reach for your phone. Do not turn on the television. Do not lie there in anxiety about not sleeping. Instead, I want you to do something very specific. Get up, drink a large glass of room temperature water with the juice of half a lemon squeezed into it. The lemon supports your liver's detoxification pathways. Then, I want you to pray, not a casual prayer, but a prayer of surrender. Tell me that you are ready to change. Tell me that you need my help. Tell me that you cannot do this alone. Ask me to heal not just your body but the mindsets and habits that got you here. This middle of the night waking is not a punishment. It is an opportunity. It is me calling you into a moment of intimacy with me when the world is quiet and you are too tired to put up your normal defenses. It is in that vulnerable space that real transformation can begin. The third thing that will happen within 72 hours is this. Someone is going to say something to you about health, about wellness, about making a change. It might be a comment from a friend. It might be something you hear on the radio or see in an advertisement. It might be a conversation you overhear. Most people will dismiss it as coincidence, but you, because you are reading this message, will know better. That comment, that conversation, that seeming coincidence is me confirming what I am telling you right now. It is me putting the same message in front of you from multiple angles so that you cannot miss it. When it happens, and you will know it when it happens because it will feel oddly specific and timed, you need to act on it. Research what they mentioned. Look into that supplement, that practitioner, that approach. Do not dismiss it. I am orchestrating these confirmations because I want you to succeed. Now, let me be very clear about what will happen if you ignore this message. If you close this window and go back to your life without making any changes, the trajectory you are on will continue. The inflammation will worsen. The hormone imbalance will deepen. The gut permeability will increase. The mitochondrial damage will spread. Within 6 months, you will begin to notice symptoms that are harder to ignore. The fatigue will become debilitating. The pain will become constant. The brain fog will interfere with your work, your relationships, your ability to function. Within a year, you will likely receive a diagnosis: autoimmune disease, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer. I am not trying to scare you with hypotheticals. I am telling you what I see from where I sit, outside of time, able to see the trajectory of every choice, every action, every moment of neglect compounding into inevitable outcomes. But it does not have to be this way. This is why I have brought you to this message at this exact moment. Because right now, today, you are at a fork in the road. One path leads to the continuation of what has been happening, and that path ends in suffering. The other path leads to restoration, to healing, to reclaiming the vitality I designed you to have. Here is what I need you to do in addition to watching for those 3 signs in the next 72 hours. Today, right now, I need you to make 3 commitments. First, commit to hydration. Your body is approximately 60% water. Every metabolic process, every detoxification pathway, every cellular function requires adequate water. But most of you are chronically dehydrated and do not even know it. You confuse thirst for hunger. You drink coffee and soda instead of water, further dehydrating yourself. Starting today, I need you to drink half your body weight in ounces of pure water every single day. If you weigh 160 pounds, that is 80 ounces of water. This alone will begin to flush toxins, support your kidneys, improve your energy, and reduce inflammation. Second, commit to removing the foods that are destroying you. Sugar is not your friend. Processed foods are not food at all. Vegetable oils are inflammatory. Gluten triggers immune responses in far more people than just those with celiac disease. Dairy causes mucus and inflammation. I am not saying you can never enjoy anything again, but for the next 30 days I need you to eliminate these inflammatory foods completely. Give your body a chance to heal without constantly being assaulted by substances it was never designed to process. Eat the foods I created for you: vegetables, fruits, clean proteins, healthy fats from nuts and seeds and olive oil and avocado. Eat foods with one ingredient. Eat foods that your great-grandmother would recognize. Eat foods that rot because that means they are alive. Your body knows what to do with real food. It does not know what to do with chemicals and additives and preservatives. Third, commit to movement. You were designed to move. Your lymphatic system, which is responsible for clearing toxins and waste from your tissues, has no pump like your cardiovascular system has your heart. The lymphatic system moves only when you move. If you are sedentary, your lymph is stagnant, and toxins are accumulating. You do not need to run marathons. You do not need to spend hours in a gym. You need to move your body every single day. Walk, stretch, dance in your living room. Do anything that gets your body out of the chair and into motion for at least 30 minutes a day. These three commitments, hydration, clean eating, and movement, are not optional if you want to reverse what is happening in your body. They are foundational. They are non-negotiable. And if you make these commitments and keep them, you will begin to feel changes within days. Within a week, the brain fog will start to lift. Within 2 weeks, the inflammation will begin to reduce. Within 30 days, you will have more energy than you have had in years. But I need to warn you, it will get worse before it gets better. When you stop feeding the bad bacteria sugar, they will die off. And as they die, they will release toxins. This is called a Herxheimer reaction or a healing crisis. You may feel flu-like symptoms. You may feel more tired, not less. For the first few days, you may have headaches or body aches. This is not a sign that what you are doing is wrong. It is a sign that what you are doing is working. Your body is detoxifying, and that process can be uncomfortable. Push through. Drink even more water during this time to help flush the toxins. Rest when you need to rest. But do not give up. Do not interpret the temporary worsening as failure. It is the storm before the calm. It is the darkness before the dawn. I also need to address something that many of you are thinking right now. But I have tried this before. I have tried to eat better, to exercise, to take care of myself, and it did not work. I did not have the willpower. I failed. Listen to me, this time is different. Do you know why? Because this time you are not doing it alone. This time you have me walking with you. This time you understand not just what to do but why it matters. This time the motivation is not vanity or fitting into smaller clothes. The motivation is life itself. The motivation is avoiding the suffering that is coming if you do nothing. And most importantly, this time you are going to ask me for help every single day. Every morning when you wake up, before you do anything else, you are going to pray a simple prayer. Lord, give me the strength to honor my body today. Give me the wisdom to make good choices. Give me the discipline to follow through. I cannot do this without you, and I will answer that prayer. Every single time you pray it sincerely, I will release grace and strength into your day. You will find it easier to say no to temptation. You will find yourself craving the foods that heal you instead of the foods that harm you. You will find energy you did not know you had. This is not willpower. This is supernatural assistance. This is me partnering with you in the healing process. I need you to understand something crucial. Your body is not separate from your spirit. Western medicine treats them as separate systems, but I designed you as an integrated whole. When your body is inflamed and toxic and dysfunctional, it affects your mood, your thoughts, your ability to hear my voice, your capacity for joy. The enemy knows this. He has been using food and toxins and stress to wage war against your body precisely because he knows that a body in distress makes it harder for you to fulfill the purpose I have for you. You cannot be who I called you to be. You cannot do what I called you to do if you are exhausted and in pain and mentally foggy all the time. Your health is not a side issue. It is a spiritual issue. It is a stewardship issue. I gave you this body as a temple for my spirit to dwell in, and you have let it become polluted and neglected. But today is the day of restoration. Today is the day you take back authority over your health. Today is the day you stop being a victim of circumstances and start being an active participant in your healing. Some of you are thinking, but I do not have time for all of this. I am too busy. I have responsibilities. I have people depending on me. Let me ask you this. How much time will you have when you are in the hospital? How many responsibilities will you be able to meet when you are disabled? How well will you be able to care for the people depending on you when you are gone? You are not too busy to do this. You are too busy not to do this. The time you invest in your health now will buy you years, decades of vitality later. The time you refuse to invest now will be taken from you involuntarily later. With interest, when your body forces you to stop through illness and disease, I am giving you a gift with this message. The gift of knowledge, the gift of warning, the gift of a clear path forward. Most people do not get this. Most people continue in ignorance until their body collapses, and only then do they wish they had known. Wish they had acted, wish they had taken the warning seriously. You do not have that excuse. You are reading this right now. You have been given the information. You have been shown the path. What you do next is entirely up to you. In exactly 72 hours, I want you to return to this message. Read it again. By then, all three of the signs I told you about will have occurred. You will have faced the craving and made a choice. You will have woken in the night and either seized the opportunity or missed it. You will have heard the confirming message from an outside source. Come back to this message and recommit. Renew your vows to yourself, to your body, to me. And then in 30 days, I want you to take inventory. Notice what has changed. Notice how you feel. Notice the symptoms that have diminished or disappeared. Notice the energy that has returned. Notice the clarity of mind. And when you notice these changes, give thanks, testify. Tell someone what I have done for you. Let your healing be a witness to my faithfulness. But all of this requires that you make the choice right now to take this seriously, to not minimize it, to not dismiss it as just another health message you will forget about tomorrow. Your life literally depends on the choice you make in this moment. I am calling you back to the design I had for you from the beginning. I am calling you out of the chaos and into order. I am calling you from sickness into health, but I cannot force you. I can only invite you, warn you, offer you the path. Will you take it? Will you honor the body I gave you? Will you partner with me in this restoration? The next 72 hours will tell the story. Watch for the signs, remember this message, and choose life. I am the Lord your God. I am the one who heals you, but you must do your part. Click the notification button so you receive the follow-up message I will send you in 72 hours. You will need it. Do not miss it.